Welcome to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. It's Championship Sunday in Baton Rouge, about to send one of these two teams to the Super Regionals. Is it the 16 national seed LSU or Virginia Tech, who took quite the road to get to this point? For the Tigers, it has been smooth sailing. First two games, they haven't even allowed a run. CC Salor in the 1-0 game against Virginia Tech, limiting them to just 2 hits. Macy Bajerang with a 2-run homer got it all started, and this walk-off base hit by Char Lorenz was a run rule 8-0 victory in 6. Virginia Tech was down 5 going into the 7th against number 4 seed Akron. What did they do? Promptly 7 straight hits, 6 runs, and 7-6 the scores. Avery Layton and Virginia Tech hold off the upstart Zips, and we are set up for a good one. LSU and Virginia Tech with the Supers on the line. Hi there again with former All-ACC catcher Brittany McKinney. I'm Alex Perlman. It couldn't be simpler than this. LSU wins this game against Virginia Tech. They're on to Super Regionals. Virginia Tech wins, and we force a winner-take-all Game 7. Wouldn't that be something?
I mean, this is the marquee matchup we were looking for when the brackets came out. Virginia Tech hitting against LSU pitching. LSU dominant in Game 1, but it's a new day.
They certainly have been all regional long. They have been the best team here in Baton Rouge. There's no question. Everything's coming together at the right time for head coach Beth Torina.
Beth Torina couldn't have scripted a better two games to start this regional. From the pitching, 2 shutouts, the hitting from top to bottom. You're getting production from every hitter in this lineup. We'll see what this day looks like for LSU.
And it took this potent Virginia Tech offense a long time, down to just 3 outs remaining in their season against Akron, but they did finally wake up.
I mean, we were waiting all weekend and they were with their backs against the wall, almost season ending, and then they woke up and we saw what they could do with the power, with the speed, back to back to back. Will that momentum carry into today? But they have their hands full in the circle with LSU.
A little history on the line for LSU, trying to sweep a regional without allowing a run for the first time in program history, but Virginia Tech stands in the way. First pitch, next. LSU technically the road team here at Tiger Park, and looking at their starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. The same 9 in the same order that we've seen for Beth Torina all 3 games now. Lassiter, Daniel, Kylie Edwards, the Mississippi State transfer, has shown out in her first postseason here in Baton Rouge as well. And in the circle for Virginia Tech, it's the ACC Freshman of the Year, Bree Carrico, who has had a little bit of an up and down Baton Rouge Regional, hasn't she?
She has. After sailing through the regular season, getting the Freshman of the Year award, has run into some trouble, but they're looking for an arm that can throw strikes, and that's what Bree Carrico does. She's a very accurate pitcher, and 61% first pitch strikes from Carrico is the highest on this staff.
The stage is set. as we get ready for the Baton Rouge Regional Final, one of 16 going on around the country. Trying to figure out our super regional field. Carico is ready. So is the recent grad Jayla Lassiter. Lashes at the first pitch. Annika Rose off balance. And that's how we get underway here in Louisiana.
You see what Bree Carico is going to bring. It's not going to be overwhelming velocity because she's going to rely on her spin. She has a rise ball that she can throw for a strike, then ladder from there. But she's going to throw 33% change-ups mixed in with that rise ball.
Sierra Daniel has had quite a weekend. 3 for 6, a couple of doubles, and 4 runs scored. For the 16 runs, quarter of LSU's this weekend. Bree Carico, a couple of appearances. Started against South Alabama, limited the Jaguars to 2 hits in 4 innings on Friday. Then Avery Layton came in and shut them down the final 3. But she did not pitch against Virginia Tech in the 1-0 game. That instead was a combination of Emma Mazzarone, Avery Layton, and then Sophie Kleiman got the final out against LSU. So they haven't seen her before.
Yeah, I think that was probably intentional. Pete DeMoore knowing, hey, if this game was not going in their favor, got to keep something in your back pocket, a new arm. And a very different arm. I mean, Avery Layton and Emma Mazzarone, they throw 70 miles per hour down in the zone. And Bree Carico is going to be spinny and up and a lot of change.
3 balls and a strike, though, here to Daniel. And that'll find the outside corner, according to home plate umpire Chad Steers. You can't ask for a much better start than that here for Carico. And again, that was Friday. She's had 1 more appearance since then. Reaches out, and Daniel puts it into left field. Stop at first base, but LSU has started off right here in the first.
And the most impressive thing I've been with LSU is their patience in the box, but then when the ball comes in the strike zone, they're just so good at putting the barrel on the ball and finding space, empty space, and getting their way on base. Sierra Daniel doing it again there.
And now you have to deal with Kylie Edwards. Swings at the first pitch, and maybe a mistake there as it's over towards first. Chetfield makes the play in foul ground. That's a big sigh of relief, I think, for the Virginia Tech coaching staff, because Edwards was 4 for 7 with 2 doubles, a triple, and 5 runs driven in those 2 games so far this weekend.
Yeah, that was a big out for Virginia Tech, because once Kylie Edwards gets up to bat with a runner on base, things tend to go LSU's way. Big out for Bree Carico and the Hokies.
Alex Franklin now out of Santa Mon, Louisiana. 1 hit so far here in the regional, but it was a solo home run. Part of that run rule win against Akron on Friday. That was when you kind of started to feel like, all right, maybe LSU is really dialed in. Because in the past, they've had trouble in that first game. In the hole, that's past Rose on a backhand. Inning continues. Not having a lot of trouble so far here with Bree Carico.
And this ball looks like it just went under the glove of Rose. I think she was there in plenty of time. Instead of working from ground up, she tried to come down on that ball, and it didn't bounce up high enough. That's a ball she's going to want to have back, but see if LSU can take advantage.
Rose is usually such a sure-handed shortstop as well. And now it's up to Tori Edwards. 1 for 4, a run driven in. See her OPS above 1,000 for the season. LSU 333 this weekend with runners in scoring position, and that's where Daniel is. Franklin on first. And it does feel like momentum-wise, Virginia Tech really can't afford to let LSU get up big early.
And it's just felt like LSU, from the very first pitch that they've played at this regional, that they were laser focused, ready to play, didn't overlook Akron or any team, just came out and tried to make a statement, and they're close to doing that again here.
I think you're right, Brittany. It's been a professional performance through and through for a team that, remember, last time that they hosted here a year ago was eliminated by Southeastern Louisiana before even getting to a regional final. And Beth Torina has tried to bulletproof her team for that very situation. It's worked.
So far, they are bulletproof. Haven't given up a run, haven't had to play 7 innings, 2 run rule victories. I mean, that's a hard lesson learned last year, but this team is much better for experiencing that loss at home.
3 straight balls from Carrico after going up 0-2. Looks like they'll get out of it, though. Rose across the diamond to Chatfield. And Bree Carrico works a scoreless top half of the first inning. Hokies coming up for the first time. Starting lineup for Virginia Tech, brought to you by Capital One, looks a little bit different than it did against Akron. Mainly Zoe Yeager being lifted up into the number 3 spot, and Nora Abramovich going down to the 6 here. It's going to be Foster, Lynch, Yeager, Aldridge, and then Chatfield, who had that big 2-run home run that ignited the Virginia Tech offense in the top half of the 7th yesterday. And our first look at the Wisconsin to Oklahoma to LSU transfer, Peyton Monticelli.
Yeah, a player with a ton of postseason experience, is used to being in these moments and in this environment. No stranger to tough competition. Peyton Monticelli has been huge for LSU towards the later half of the season, more in a relief role, but getting a start here today.
It is her first start since she threw a complete game 4-hit shutout in a 3-0 win over Auburn just 2 weeks ago. 9 strikeouts and 2 walks. Addison Foster leads off with her double in the 7th inning yesterday. She reset the program's single season record. Out to the left side, and that's over the head of Lorenz. Hit well. Foster chugging for second, and she starts it off right there. Well, we were wondering, would Virginia Tech be able to take that momentum from the 7th into today? So far, so good.
Yeah, they had no choice. If they wanted to be competitive today, they had to have better at-bats, and they needed a spark plug to continue that momentum, and that's exactly what Addison Foster does, a leadoff double for Virginia Tech.
And that brings up Jordan Lynch, who has struggled this weekend. They have just thrown her. Everyone that's seen her has thrown her on the outside corner, if not further into the river, and she hasn't been all that patient. Takes a strike there. Looped into right, that dunks in. Foster getting the go-ahead, coming home. She scores. Virginia Tech, in just 2 batters, takes a 1-0 lead.
Very reminiscent of what we saw last night in the 7th inning against Akron, starting the inning with a double. This time not a home run, but Jordan Lynch gets something still on the outside part of the plate, but is able to pull it down to the right side for an RBI, the first run of the game. First run Virginia Tech is able to score against LSU. Have not recorded an out.
Also the first run driven in by Jordan Lynch here in the Baton Rouge Regional. Her 54th of the season. This was going to be the player that the Hokies needed to get it going. And very quickly, Jaden Heavner is starting to warm up in that bullpen. First run allowed by LSU of the weekend off the bat of Jordan Lynch. Last 2 innings, including this one, 9 for 11. They have not missed.
And that one does not miss by much. It's a good 1-2 strike pitch, but Virginia Tech showing a little bit more patience in the box, something we have not seen the past 2 days.
Vega really had to fight that one off against Monticelli. Peyton Monticelli in the circle for LSU has just been lights out recently too, so it's a bit of a surprising start. A 1.04 ERA in her last 27 innings coming into this start. Yeager unloads, that will drift well foul. Sub-1 whip and an ERA of 1.18 in her last 5 appearances, if you want to take it to an even more recent stretch. Looked at for strike 3. Monticelli got her.
Monticelli going back to that fastball on the outer half of the plate and just paints the outside corner. Yeager's thinking that, hey, that was close to the one that you called a ball a couple pitches ago, but Monticelli goes right back in and gets the call.
Here's Kylie Aldridge. She had the big swing when it seemed like all was right with Virginia Tech. Grand slam in the 3rd inning against South Alabama. If you're just joining us this weekend, she put a dent in the video board that they had to fix overnight. It was a mammoth blast. Good regional so far, 3 for 8. To deep right field. Does the park hold it? It does. Blown in for Franklin. Looked like she just got underneath it. As Edwards does her best Michael Jordan impression to reel that throw in from Franklin. An absolute bowling back into the infield and hold Jordan Lynch at first base.
Tell you what, Alex, that wind held that ball in the ballpark. That one was getting out of here, but we've got some heavy wind coming in from dead center, blown straight towards home plate, and that ball was so high.
77 miles an hour off of the bat.
A little bit lower trajectory, that launch angle maybe not held up, but we know this about Tiger Park. It is hard to leave the yard here.
You also know that Chatfield has plenty of power. She showed it with that 2-run home run after Kylie Aldridge led off the 7th with a double, down by 5. That got 2 back in 1 swing, and there was still nobody out. And the rest is Virginia Tech softball history. that win's going to be a factor.
Especially for a team like Virginia Tech that hits the long ball on a regular basis. LSU, more gap-to-gap line drive hitting team, built for Tiger Park.
Winds are out of the south today, 8 miles an hour with gusts up to 17. All those SEC flags flying. In the hole left side for Chatfield. Lynch holds up at second.
That's just good two-strike hitting from Michelle Chatfield, which we haven't seen much of from Virginia Tech. Being able to shorten up with 2 strikes, not the full swings, but just does a good job getting the barrel through it and squeak it through the 5-6 hole.
And now Nora Abramovich, who is still looking for her first hit here in Baton Rouge. That one was going to have no problem getting out. Yeah, ball's carrying much better to the pull side for right-handers.
We were wondering if this momentum would carry over from last night. And just by these at-bats in the bottom of the first inning, they looked so much more confident, composed, disciplined. Much like the Virginia Tech team we've seen all season.
It is remarkable, the 180 that they have done from the middle to 7th inning against Akron to now. You know, you're not making any excuses, of course, for Virginia Tech, but you do wonder, like, they're more used to seeing an arm like Monticelli than they are Jamrock throughout the season, who's throwing about 62. Timing, you know, has a lot to do with hitting, of course.
Yeah, hitting is all about timing, but you'd expect by at least the second time through the lineup you'd settle in. I think Virginia Tech really got in their own head that game, and then finally broke out of it and back in a much better space.
Abramovich reaches out. Not exactly the swing I'm sure Pete DeMoore wanted to see on 3-1.
Yeah, but definitely not 3-1 when a change-up that you're not sitting for. Peyton Monticelli throws 70 miles per hour unless you're sitting change. She's lucky that one got out of play.
Payoff jammed, shallow left, and there's Edwards to end the inning. Not before Virginia Tech scores first. They got more hits today than they did against LSU yesterday already. If Beth Torina can rack up win number 618 here at LSU, it would mean a 4th straight season of 40 wins. LSU starting the day at 39-17. What a job she has done, except recently it has been more of a struggle for LSU as a regional host that has failed to reach supers last year as well as in 2023 when in-state rival Louisiana beat them. and went on to the Supers. But this looks like a very different team than the one that fell to Southeastern Louisiana. Deeper in the circle, more offense, and certainly a deep lineup that we've seen can create runs in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I think this is a complete team. Last year they had a really good team. This team has leveled up with the 11 newcomers that they've brought in, really went into the transfer portal, got some players with postseason and SEC experience. If you look back at the beginning of the year, though, it was a really slow start, started 0-5 in the SEC, and it just takes time. 11 newcomers, players coming from different programs. Beth Trina talked about how they had to learn each other's language. And it's been a great coaching job to see how they've gotten better and better as the year goes on and playing their best ball right when it matters most.
Macy Bergeron, what a weekend she has had in her final NCAA tournament. The Rain, Louisiana native, who every time you talk to her and you ask her what it means to play for LSU, gushes about this program, gushes about this school, and it's really special to watch her take advantage of this opportunity.
For an All-American that has struggled mightily in the box this season, having a breakout moment this weekend.
Those numbers, they tell the story. That 2-run home run lit up Tiger Park. This is to short, not hit all that hard. Rose won't have a double play, but they will get the lead runner as Bergeron's erased on the 6-4 fielder's choice. Just wasn't hit hard enough there. So one away for Allie Hutchins. She's gotten the opportunity in the 8-hole now in all 3 games. The junior and the Kentucky native coming over from Rachel Lawson's Wildcats. One of those 11 newcomers, biggest class in Beth Trina's career coming in. She's got all the experience you would want in an SEC transfer, starting over 100 games at third base for Kentucky. It was really between Hutchins and Riley Johnson for that DP spot. Johnson started in the SEC tournament, but Hutchins every game this weekend. Rose gets it, throws back to first, not in time. Rose is showing out so far here today.
And LSU is really sitting on this Bree Carrico changeup. The majority of the balls they've put in play have been on the changeup. Another one here, great play by Rose to snag the second out, but it's been really easy to know LSU's plan in the box because of their execution, and I think that's a really good thing if you're watching and knowing the team should have a plan going against a pitcher, but then being able to see it just shows you that they're sold out to their plan, and as a coach, that's all you can ask.
Avery Hodge now, a newcomer before this last year's season. Started a career at Oklahoma, won a couple national championships in as many years. It's a big part of that one in 2024. The end of the four-peat. Oklahoma was just so dominant, 2021 to 2024, winning all 4 of them, and 2 SEC teams have already punched their ticket to the Supers. Florida and Georgia are moving on. So 2 hosts into the Supers as well, which means that we know there's going to be 1 Super Regional in Gainesville as the higher seed. Top 8 can host a Super Regional. If they move on, they are guaranteed that. 2-2 lifted. Foster had her play perfectly. Nothing across for LSU. Virginia Tech back up to the plate, up 1. Pete D'Amore, with last night's win over Akron to get to the regional final, picks up career win number 400. So congratulations, Pete. It is one that I would imagine he will never forget, because it gave him a little more gray hair, I would imagine. 211 the offense hitting so far here in Baton Rouge. 349 as a team throughout the season, but we're seeing better signs of what they've done here this week.
Yeah, much better at bat so far in this game. Have already put up their first run against LSU. I mean, this is what we're expected when we came down to Baton Rouge for this regional, to see the hitting of Virginia Tech. Now we're getting a little taste of it. We did last night in one inning, coming out carrying that momentum into today.
Carrico has put up a couple of zeros. That's floated down the right field line and off the glove of Franklin.
That ball just kept tailing away from Franklin. Ton of spin on this ball. She thinks she she thought she was there, but it just kept tailing away. But great effort. She's a fantastic outfielder, and there's been some great outfielders for LSU. It's outfield you.
Ball and a strike now on Rachel Castine, and also we have seen Franklin go hard into that fence earlier on in this weekend. That one, she just stopped right where the fence started. Got under the 1-1. This is going to stay in play for Hodge. Virginia Tech leading this one 1-0, thanks to back-to-back hits to start the game. Leadoff double by Foster, and then Jordan Lynch promptly delivered a single to right field to score Foster. Off the fist to second. This is easy for Daniel. The Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City as the action begins Thursday, May 28th at noon Eastern, live on ESPN. And for more information on the WCWS, visit ncaa.com, the home for all NCAA championships. Super Regionals next weekend, starting Thursday, and then we bring the show to the Heartland. Best couple of weeks of the season by far. The top 8 teams in the country all battling for a spot in the championship series. Only 2 can get there, and then only 1 will lift the trophy. Annika Rose tomahawks it down the line in left. Lorenz runs out of room. And this is a season where you just cannot pinpoint which 8 teams are going to make it to the World Series.
You really can't. And in the past, I mean, you talked about the Oklahoma 4-year run. It was like, all right, yeah, Oklahoma's probably going to win it again. But now this year, I'm looking at the bracket. I'm like, who's even going to make it out of the regional? There's so many great matchups, this one included. And I think it's just so great for the sport. You're going to see great games across the country. Super regionals are going to be electric. It's anybody's game.
1-2 to Rose.
And if you think back to the beginning of the season, Texas Tech was the high favorite, and they just had to have a miracle comeback the other night against Ole Miss, and they're not a top 8 seed. I don't think anybody had that projected back in February.
An 8-run comeback.
With 2 outs.
It had never been done in 640 tries. Skirts up the middle for a base hit. Annika Rose, what a weekend she's had. They wouldn't be anywhere without her. What she's done in the field, and then also now she's 4 for 7 out of the 9 spot.
I mean, she's in the lineup for her defense all season long. That's why Pete D'Amore has her in this lineup. She's in the 9-hole, but her bat this weekend has been the hottest in the lineup.
And her entire career so far. This has been a renaissance year for her at the plate. Annika Rose last season was someone who had just really struggled at the plate. Average up to 294 now. Might be even 300. It got away from Bergeron, and that allows Rose to advance down to second base.
I think she's at 299 now, Alex. Right
officially
there.
299. Right so there. Very, very close. So that pass ball on Bergeron, her 4th of the season. It's 3-0 now as the lineup turns over to Foster.
I like that idea. Tori Edwards at first base behind the bag. Didn't even flinch. See how deep she is.
Reaches out, pokes it to Daniel. Tough play, not in time. Runner comes home. She's safe. Annika Rose rounds 3rd and stumbles home for the 2nd run for Virginia Tech. Pushing the envelope, head first slide in front of the throw.
This is an infield single, but Annika Rose, no hesitation. Love the aggressiveness of Virginia Tech. And just catching everybody off guard. And you saw Tori Edwards at first base flip that ball underhanded to the plate. And if you remember back in the SEC tournament, she left the game with a shoulder injury. Back in the lineup now, but unable to throw the ball to the plate.
That's something that Virginia Tech is going to put in their back pocket.
Without a doubt. And that's probably why she wasn't up for the bunt, right? She's going to be playing back if that arm is bothering her.
That would be a massive liability.
Yeah, no doubt. And we haven't seen it all weekend. She hasn't had the opportunity to throw.
Lynch sends it skyward. Lassiter underneath to collect. But Virginia Tech has scored in both of their times to the plate. It's 2-0 going to the 3rd.
There is nothing like the Women's College World Series.
May 28th, the mayhem continues. We have already seen it here throughout the regional round, and I'm sure Supers is going to give us some surprises as well. A beautiful day in Baton Rouge for the regional final between LSU and Virginia Tech. Tigers win. The regional's over. They're on to the Supers. Virginia Tech, this score holds. They will force a winner-take-all Game 7 right after the final out of this one. Alex Pearlman, Brittany McKinney with you all weekend here from beautiful Tiger Park. We have been treated to an excellent regional that has had a little bit of everything. Dominant pitching performances. All-around offensive efforts. Looking at LSU for the first 2 games for sure. And then a comeback of historic proportions last night for Virginia Tech. And Beth Torina is now coaching third base, which she had not done all season long. And we actually asked her about that. As that ball is demolished. Hold, please. Solo shot, Jayla Lassiter. And LSU is on the board. Graduation weekend becomes even sweeter.
LSU's heard everybody talk about Virginia Tech and their home runs all weekend, but Jayla Lassiter with her 5th home run of the season, and no doubter. And now check out the bat flip. Check it out, holds on to it, smooth. Cuts the lead in half with 1 swing.
76 miles an hour off the bat. It flew 241 feet. Cut through the wind in the Baton Rouge afternoon. And so maybe a little different mojo with Beth back in the third base coaching.
She might stay there, huh?
I don't think she's moving. Daniel just past Carrico. Off balance throw in time. Nicely done by Castine. Daniel is retired. You know, we were saying also with Beth Torina, when we talked to her before regionals started, she was saying it's gone great. I love the view that I've had from the dugout. I've been able to do some different things and focused on the game plan a little bit more, watching with a more holistic view.
You know what?
Maybe you throw that out the window right now.
What I think she may be doing, the way she's standing far back down the line, is that she's looking to pick that change up from Carrico. I think a lot of times you'll see a pitching coach at third base with a right-handed pitcher. She is staring into that glove, seeing if she can get anything. You see, she's kind of leaning over to get a better look.
Kylie Edwards blasted off of Lynch. We'll see how that one is scored. Edwards hit it hard.
Yeah, I'd give that a hit if I was scoring, but I'm not.
Goes down as an infield single. And so 1 on and 1 out following Jayla Lassiter's blast to left. Well, you knew that you weren't going to hold down the Tigers all game. Bree Carrico finding that out the hard way with 1 swing of the bat. But I suppose to give up a home run, best case scenario is it's solo shot.
Yeah. I mean, with the run production that Virginia Tech can put up, if you keep it to solo shots and then respond.
They do still have the lead. But Alex Franklin's been really dangerous, driven in 9 runs in her last 6 games. Aldridge is going to go out and talk things over with her battery mate, Bree Carrico.
Yeah, we've talked about it before, but Bree Carrico left that semifinals game in the ACC tournament with some sort of injury. Pete DeMoore said she's fine off the injury report, but her velocity on her hard stuff is down. She's usually around 65, 66. Her hard stuff coming in today right around 63, and with her changeup being about 59 miles per hour, that's not a large gap in velocity to really full hitters.
4 straight outside the zone here to Franklin. First and second. 1 out, tying run is in scoring position. Carrico has been as big a reason as any that Virginia Tech has racked up 48 wins this season. They're the top pitching team in the ACC. Big reason for that man, Josh Johnson, the pitching coach. They last made a super back in 2022. This would be their fourth. Emma Mazzarone starting to throw, and she has really struggled with her command this weekend.
And Bree Carrico, I think, big reason of getting the start, not only has LSU not seen her, but she has the lowest walk percentage of any pitcher on staff, and they wanted to make sure they weren't giving up free passes. That last at bat, not competitive pitches around the zone. It's a good conversation, not only to give your bullpen some time, but refocus Bree Carrico and go over the game plan with a big hitter, Tori Edwards, coming up.
Carrico got Edwards to ground out to short to end the first inning. It was also first and second in that frame for LSU. Kylie Edwards with great speed on second base. She should score on a base hit. Back-to-back off speed to start off Edwards. That is fair. Picked up by Aldridge, makes the throw to Chatfield. Very wise at first base for Chatfield to just make sure that Edwards stays on third, because she was thinking about it.
She was looking home all the way, but good aggressive base running, smart heads up to be able to get back. But I don't know if you noticed when that pitch was released, the entire dugout LSU was yelling sit. They have the changeup picked, and sometimes if your changeup is elite, you could tell a hitter it's coming and still get it past them. But you know, it's something worth note. How early are they able to pick this pitch? Are they able to take it away from Carrico? Because she's throwing her changeup more than any pitch right now, especially for a strike.
Here's Macy Bergeron. She has reached in 6 straight plate appearances, singled through the left side in the second inning, her first time up. Brittany, what do you do if you're Virginia Tech and you notice that's happening?
You know, you have to see if the hitters can make the adjustment to it. Is it really helping them? Are they calling it too late? Is it really making a difference? And you have to let your pitcher know, hey, you've got to tune that out. You can't try and throw the ball differently. I mean, if it's something with her grip or she's doing something with her glove, you're going to try and see or recognize what the other team sees and try and fix that. But sometimes when teams call it, it's so late that it doesn't make a difference. So I'm going to try and pay attention to see if it's early enough.
2-1, past Lynch. Here comes his second run. Franklin in there. LSU takes the lead in the third. 2-run single by Bergeron. What can't she do this weekend in her final regional in Baton Rouge?
I mean, she is all over everything. This is a changeup left up in the zone. Pulls it down the line, easily scoring 2 runs, takes the lead. The senior, Macy Bergeron, having the postseason of her career right now. And I tell you what, that pitch was picked in plenty of time. She knew that changeup was coming, sat on it, stayed on time, and drove in 2.
Pete Demore was having a strong word with crew chief Chad Steers behind the plate.
Yeah,
while we were showing you that shit.
The conversation was that Steers was calling obstruction. And I mean, it was not going to change the play. She was clearly safe regardless, but I think Coach Demore did not like the fact that obstruction was even being considered in that play. So with obstruction, you have to give the leading edge, and there's a clear path to the plate there. She's straddling the plate, and I think Pete Demore's like, hey, in a closer play, we're not going to do that, right?
Yeah,
and not
there's no reason.
In different words.
Char Lorenz now, 1-1. But all of a sudden, LSU showing how difficult they can be to put away with 2 outs, 2-run single by Bergeron. And that walk to Franklin comes around to score. We've seen base on balls be such an issue for Virginia Tech. They walked, coming into this game, 17 in their 3 games this weekend, including giving up 9 to LSU in that walk-off loss in the run rule.
Looks like hitting coach Bryce Neals initiated this conversation with her hitters.
Imagine first base coach Taylor Pleasance can weigh in a little bit on offense as well.
I would say so. I'd say so. But
this game has changed, turned on its head, thanks to some really clutch hitting by Macy Bergeron. She drives in her 3rd and 4th runs of this weekend. This is the regional final. LSU wins. They are going to Supers for the 11th time in the Tigers' storied history, their first since 2024. It'll be second in 3 years, but they've got to put away Virginia Tech first. Char Lorenz back up the box, and that's through. Bergeron's going to stop on second. They're getting to Carrico here in the 3rd.
they are. Barrel after barrel after barrel.
This was probably, for Pete Demore, the scenario you fear the most, because she is one of the arms you are the most confident in. If you have to bring Emma Mazzarone in a tight situation, I think the concern has to be that she'll throw strikes.
Right.
Until she proves you wrong. And don't get me wrong, she could very well do that.
Mm-hmm.
25th pitch of the inning coming up, and it's outside and high.
Or even Avery Layton. I mean, she's come in some sticky situations this week and has done pretty well, especially after not pitching much in the later half of the season. They have options, but they're keeping Carrico out there for now.
Also, with Virginia Tech's offense, they're down by 1 going into the bottom of the 3rd.
Right.
There's no panic here.
I wonder if LSU, now with the lead, do they make a change and go to Heavner? Chess match. This is a chess match this time of year with the coaches' decisions. And, I mean, elimination game. This is season on the line. You're going to throw everything you have at the team and try and put your team in the best situation to win a game.
2-1, and excuse me, into right field, and it drops in front of Castine. Another run comes in as Bergeron scores. A 4-run 3rd for LSU. How did that find space in right field?
I think Rachel Castine's asking herself the same thing. And this ball's kind of in no man's land, but it stays in the air long enough that Castine is there, but just short arms it at the last second. I don't know if she was worried about the 2 other defenders coming in, but just keeps the glove too close to her body.
Second and 3rd on what has to be called a double. And so, Bree Carrico is going to be lifted here in the 3rd. What a start for the ACC Freshman of the Year, but the wheels have fallen off just a little bit here in this top of the third inning. New pitcher for Virginia Tech. I'll tell you about it when we come back. Emma Mazzarone in the circle, and they are going to rely on their biggest arm so far this year. She has been excellent for the most part, but really struggled with her command. You see 8 walks in this tournament, including 5 in just 1+ inning against LSU in the start of the 1-0 game.
Yeah, and the type of pitcher she is, she relies on a lot of swing and miss and chase out of the zone off of her. She's going to hit up to 72 miles per hour down in the zone. The new pitch for her this season that's been really effective is that off-speed rise, the offset, that heavy drop ball. But if she can't get it in the zone, LSU has proven to us and to Virginia Tech that they're not going to chase off of Mazzarone. They're going to make her bring it over the plate and work for everything.
She has thrown 132 innings this year, though. Beth Torina has now retreated back to the third base dugout. Brittany, I think you were spot on.
No more righty in the circle with a good changeup, and that's going to head back.
Didn't have to disguise that at all what she was up to. Avery Hodge against Mazzarone.
I don't know. Your team puts up a 4 spot. Might as well just stay out there, Beth.
That's on the corner. It's 70 miles an hour. Hardest thrower on this team. Emma Mazzarone, I mean, this weekend we've seen her dial it up to 73. But not necessarily the most effective when she tries to do that. There was that off-speed rise.
And this is going to be an adjustment for LSU, right? They were going after Bree Carrico 2 times through the lineup, sitting around 57 to 62, the majority of her pitches, and now seeing 71. It's going to look more like 75 until you get your feet wet.
Hum that one in there, 2-2. Aldridge keeps it in front. I don't believe that's ball 4, however. Now Hodge is going to have to walk back. Maybe she's saying she got hit by the pitch. That is exactly what Beth Torina is going to ask for here.
You heard Chad Steers behind the plate saying, I didn't see it. You can challenge, and Beth's like, we'll ask if anybody else did, and now she will. Signal in.
LSU is challenging that the batter was hit by pitch. This play is under further review.
All right, first challenge of the afternoon goes LSU's way.
It did get her toe, but Alex, is she out of the box? I mean,
who can see the box at that point?
That's also true, but I mean, that's not being challenged at all. But so they're not going to come back and say that. But it does look like it hits her foot.
call on the field is that she did not get hit by the pitch.
You can see.
Is this conclusive, though?
Watch it change angles. See how it kicks to the right?
I do see that, absolutely.
But, I've been wrong quite a bit lately on these challenges.
And it does have to be conclusive. And the umpires here in the postseason are not making the call. This is going back to Pittsburgh, to the NCAA Command Center, where those replay officials are the ones who are deciding what happens. So it could be 2 outs here with the bases loaded. And here comes our crew chief, Chad Steers.
After review, the runner was hit by pitch. She gets first base. LSU retains both challenges.
So there's the control issue once again as it rears its ugly head.
Not what you wanted to do. Back to the top of the order, back to where all of this started with that hit by pitch.
Jayla Lassiter starting off this 3rd inning with the solo home run, and they have since added 3 more. Now Pete DeMoore wants some clarification. What a week for Jayla Lassiter. What a great 2 days. Because yesterday, not only does she walk for graduation, she does it in her uniform. And then heads here to Tiger Park to run rule Virginia Tech. And then bat flip and all, swanky here on a Sunday afternoon with that solo home run to get LSU on the board.
Swaggy's right. Walking across the stage in your uniform. Come on now.
Style being the operative word. Lassiter pokes to left. Abramovich underneath and makes the catch. Bases left, juice for LSU, but they score 4 and take a 4-2 lead into the bottom of the Baton Rouge, one of 16 regional sites around the country. St. Mary's has already taken down a host, Oregon, without Lindsey Grine ever seeing the circle because of an unfortunate eye infection. They are into the regional final. Texas Tech came back in the 8th, 10-9. Only team in NCAA history to trail by 8+ runs and win. I mean, 0-640 going in that scenario. And with 3 national teams facing elimination, Florida State and Duke have already won their first game of the day, so they will have a winner-take-all Game 6. And Texas A&M has to win 2 today as well. And in College Station, they are just about to get going. And that game, for the first time ever, a regional game is on ABC.
I love that. That is so awesome. More eyes on the sport, because if you're not a fan of softball yet, it's because you haven't watched. Now we're on ABC, and more eyes, and more people are about to fall in love with softball.
Yeah. That is going to be electric. What an environment as well in Davis Diamond. And all the best to our colleagues, Eric Frieden, Madison Shipman on that one. Head over to ABC. Here in Baton Rouge, pretty good regional final ourselves. LSU just played at 4, trailing 2-0 going into the top half of the third inning, and you feel like there are a lot more chapters to write in this story. It's a strike to Zoe Yeager from Peyton Monticelli, 1-2.
Yeager didn't like that call, and you saw she turned around and looked at Chad Steers behind the plate, and as a catcher, you know, you feel like you build this relationship with the umpire, you know the zone, and it's supposed to do that to you.
Yeager pops it up, Edwards, underneath, 1 away. So Monticelli trying to settle down. She has limited Virginia Tech to just 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. Up the middle, Edwards deals with the spin. In time to get Aldridge. And this is a Virginia Tech team that just tears the cover off of the ball. 108 home runs. 5th most in the country coming into the tournament, most in the ACC. We mentioned they hit about 350 this year, so we saw yesterday they're never out of a game, especially only down by 2, but 2 outs and nobody on for Michelle Chatfield.
And if you're Virginia Tech, you'd really like to see a response after LSU puts up the 4 runs, but 2 quick outs for Peyton Monticelli and the Tigers.
High chop, a Sunday hop to Edwards, and she retires Chatfield. 7-pitch inning for Peyton Monticelli. We'll talk to LSU head coach Beth Torina when we come back. LSU up 4-2 over Virginia Tech in the regional final, joined by the Tigers head coach Beth Torina. Beth, last inning you decide to make your first appearance in the third base coaching box. Can you tell us why?
I think maybe it was my second of the year. I don't know, but I was like back like I never left over there, right? I did forget on one runner that I was a third base coach, so luckily she knew what to do without me, but that was fun.
Coach, I'm surprised you went back to the dugout after 4 runs. But just talk about your approach coming to this regional and the execution of the message that you had to your team coming in.
Well, I mean, we know what a quality opponent we have here with Virginia Tech. They just can do all the things, right, in the circle and at the plate. I mean, they're like specimens out here, too. They're such great athletes. They run. They can do it all. So we knew what we had here. And we also know this one's far from over. I mean, I've seen them play enough. What is this, like their 60th game of the year? I've probably seen 59 of them. So I know that this thing's far from over. I know we have our work cut out for us, but they don't call us the Fighting Tigers for nothing.
That's right. Thank you so much, Beth. Always appreciate the time. Classic answer from Beth there.
Yeah.
How much fun it is to be third base coach, but
Loads of fun, especially when you get to send a couple runners home. But I don't think she
Exactly.
was there for her base coaching skills, even though we've seen her do that for a long time and really good at it. I think, I mean, they had Brie Carrico's changeup picked, and when you take away one of the pitcher's best pitches and make them one-dimensional, you know, they're not going to find much success, and LSU took advantage of it and got Brie Carrico out of the game, and Virginia Tech had to go to Emma Mazzarone here much earlier than I'm assuming they expected.
Sierra Daniel, Kylie Edwards, Alex Franklin coming up 2, 3, 4 now for LSU. Tigers turning it on at the right time. They have won 16 of their last 21 games, averaging almost 2 more runs per game than before the month of April. And look at the power numbers, too. Big difference. Daniel singled and then grounded out to second.
Heads up.
To first, Chatfield touches up for out number 1. How much, Brittany, when you were playing, and you were a catcher, so obviously you were very aware of this, how much is that opposing dugout trying to look at what you're throwing and see if they can get any sort of edge?
Any time they can, right? Especially if it's a pitch that is so dominant and you have trouble with, you're going to try and find any slight clue to help yourself out and your team out. And I can tell you, it could be the smallest of things. You can look at a forearm muscle when they get their grip. If they can show, if you're seeing a muscle pop more and they're because of a certain grip, you know, those are the small things that you could pick up on from film and then translate to real life in a game.
I mean, in some ways, it's like a poker tell, right? They don't even know that they're doing it.
Right. And I've watched a lot of Virginia Tech being with the ACC Network doing studio, and I can't recall a time a team had picked her changeup this season. Not saying it didn't happen, so don't get mad at me, but if you did pick it.
Edwards to Rose! Robbing her counterpart, Annika Rose, showing out with the leather here on Championship Sunday.
We've seen both things from Virginia Tech's defense, a couple miscues, but they also have the ability to make great plays. Annika Rose going a long way, laying out, hoping to have a clean inning.
This is a much more in control Emma Mazzarone. This is more what we were expecting to see, honestly, starting against Akron. We thought that she'd be able to pepper the zone a little bit more, get more of a feel, and she's been able to do that against LSU.
And Emma Mazzarone, she's a competitor, right? She did not leave that game happy or satisfied. She's one of those players that wants to get back at the team that beat her, make the necessary adjustments to get back at them.
Bringing it in. This was the second pitch at 72 miles an hour in the inning.
That's not something we see a lot from Emma Mazzarone. If she's going 70, 72, that's usually down in the zone. That time she was able to elevate it. And LSU, all the film they watch on Mazzarone, that's not something they're expecting. If it's up in the zone, it's usually that off-speed rise. So I like that. I like what I'm seeing from Mazzarone. Let's throw the high heat. Even if it's a fastball, don't need a ton of movement when you're throwing 72.
And we've already seen a couple of mid-at-bat meetings between the hitting coach Bryce Neal and his hitters. He is locked in to what Emma Mazzarone is doing there in the circle. One-two demolished to left, and it's off of the wall. Franklin pulls into second. Two-out double.
And whatever Bryce Neal told her, it worked. Get something on the inner half of the plate and drives it. Just a line shot off the wall. Alex Franklin with 2 hits on this weekend, and both of them loud.
She has not been retired yet today, and now here comes Tori Edwards. Couple of ground outs so far for a player that was last year's Freshman of the Year and an All-American. Still waiting for her to make her mark on the Baton Rouge Regional. She was on that 72-mile-an-hour offering. We are seeing the LSU coaching staff starting to kind of set themselves apart here in this game, really make themselves a big part of the regional final.
Yeah, they have coached their tails off. And this team, LSU, from the very first pitch against Akron, they were prepared. And you could see their plan in the box, and they've been executing. It's one thing to have the prep and the plan. It's another thing to fully commit and execute, and LSU has.
Off-speed rise a little bit too upstairs. 3-1 now to Edwards. And you do not want to face Bergeron in the on-deck circle either. And that's exactly what she'll do with first and second. This LSU rally all coming with 2 outs.
And Mazzarone gives up the double to Alex Franklin. And it just seemed like she got a little careful after that. Not used to having hitters, just drive balls off of her all season long. But sometimes, hey, it happens. We're at the point in the season where you're facing great hitters in the lineup. This is an elimination game to go to Super Regional, so you've got to watch that, and you can't go to the next hitter and start being careful and staying away from your game plan. I think that's what we saw there, to see the walk to Tori Edwards to bring up the hottest hitter.
She has reached 7 straight times. There is nobody warming for Virginia Tech. This is Emma Mazzarone's game. The most dominant season of her career. A junior from Pleasant Garden, North Carolina. Looking for one more out here. But it is the hardest hitter in LSU's lineup to retire. One and two is way out ahead of that rise. This is how she basically got her weekend started. Saturday against Virginia Tech, a no doubter, dead central. 2-run shot. And LSU never looked back in that 8-0 walk-off run rule win. Nobody has been able to get her out.
I mean, just swings like that. She is zoned in on every pitch across the plate. 1-2 count. She's not protecting right now.
So aggressive.
She is wanting to meet the moment. Throw it anywhere close. When you're hot, you're swinging. You're going for it. And to think she's hitting 264 on the year. I mean, first, I don't know, 60% of the year, not very impactful, but when it mattered most, my goodness.
To third, Lynch touches up. And Emma Mazzarone gets out of another jam. That could be huge going forward here for the Hokies. We'll talk to their head coach, Pete DeMoore, when we come back to Tiger Park in the regional final. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. We are midway through the regional final here in Baton Rouge, joined by the Virginia Tech head coach, Pete DeMoore. Pete down 4-2 here going into the bottom of the fourth. Your offense against Peyton Monticelli looks a lot more dialed in than we saw yesterday. What was the message to the team coming in, and how are they executing the game plan?
Very simple. Get a strike and hit it hard. I didn't go in with any grand. We watched film and had a good idea of what we were looking for, and just try to hit it hard.
Go to Maz early in this game. She's seen LSU already in this regional, but much sharper this time through. What do you think she needs to do to keep LSU off the board?
Yeah, just get ahead, keep mixing her pitches. Just throw strikes and let them hit it. And our defense is pretty good, and we'll make plays.
Pete, thanks so much, and congrats on 400 yesterday.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Gobble, gobble.
400th career win, one that he told us he is absolutely never going to forget. He's like, you kind of remember some of them along the way. 400 in that fashion. Your season's down to 3 outs. You're facing Akron in an elimination game in the NCAA Regionals, and you put up 6 without even getting an out. That is something that is an unforgettable moment. I'm sure he would have scripted a very different game plan.
For sure. And I think the next milestone, maybe he wants it a little bit easier on him, but hey, it's better than waiting all off season for win 400.
Yeah, no question about that. 1-1 here to Nora Abramovich. It's her, then Castine and Mizell. Anyone reaches Annika Rose, who has been the hottest hitter on this Virginia Tech lineup with a 4 for 7 weekend. LSU, the first 2 games of this regional, had given up just 5 hits. Already 5 hits allowed today to Virginia Tech. We are only in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's also looking more and more likely that whoever comes out of this regional is going to be in Tuscaloosa next week. Alabama 9-0 on South Carolina upstate in the top half of the 7th at the Rhodes House. Got her on the outside corner looking.
Peyton Monticelli fired up after that pitch. Just painting the outside corner in consecutive pitches, not trying to do too much, not get too tricky, just a fastball that paints the corner. And Peyton Monticelli, known for her speed, her up pitch, and her changeup it right there, but it's her accuracy and her precision when she needs a strike on the corner that she delivers.
Ball and no strikes to Castine. It was 3 for 11 this weekend. Pop up to third, her first time up. Get out of play. Monticelli making her third stop, started her career at Wisconsin after she was two-time Wisconsin Gatorade Player of the Year at Cedarburg High School. Then transferred to Oklahoma. Didn't pitch much, though, just 40 innings in 2 years. Did win the 2024 National Championship with teammate Avery Hodge. Wanted to stay in the SEC, wanted to win another one. So decided to take her talents to Baton Rouge and has become a real focal point of this three-person pitching staff that the Beth Tarina sports, that you can really throw any three of them in there at any point. And then, I mean, Tatum Clopton has a 2.53 ERA as well.
I think Peyton Monticelli was just a huge pickup. Just the role she plays for this team. You always want to have an arm that you can look to and know that they're going to come in, throw strikes, slam the door, stop the bleed, and that's what Peyton Monticelli has been, getting the start today, a quality start already. Huge pickup.
That jams up Castine to Edwards for out number 2. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals, taking you to the best live action on the 7 Innings Live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series right here on the ESPN networks. 7 Innings Live is exactly what you want to be dialed into all day long. As the games start to dwindle, we are only guaranteed 16 of them today. There could very well be more. There will be more, because we do know that 2 teams that needed to force Game 7 did win. To left and foul. And Alabama has closed it out against South Carolina Upstate. That's gone final. They win the Tuscaloosa Regionals. So now both teams know where they will go next week. But now the Crimson Tide and Patrick Murphy are going to be locked into us all day long. We know that much here with LSU and Virginia Tech battling for that one spot.
What a turnaround for Alabama. Picked middle of the pack preseason SEC, and then just comes out and dominates the turnaround for Jocelyn Brisky in the circle. SEC Pitcher of the Year, and then the freshman in the circle, Vic Moten, has been a huge piece for them. This Alabama team is a real deal. But like we said earlier, they're not separated by much. It came down to the last couple of games to even know who had an idea, maybe that top seed.
Opposite way, straight at Daniel. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Monticelli, and she has now retired 7 Hokies in a row. All of it started for LSU in the third. Solo shot for the graduate, Jayla Lassiter, and then a 2-run single for Macy Bergeron. You can't keep her back quiet. Allie Hutchins floats one right past the second baseman, Castine. 4 runs come in for LSU in a tournament that they're hitting over 400. But, however, they've left 8 on base today and 22 on over the 14 2/3 innings so far here in the regional. Reason for that was because of the walk-off win. They had 2, both of them. Akron and then Virginia Tech. And the Mazaron back into the circle. Second full inning of work.
And this is an LSU team that plays with a lot of emotion, right? And they get excited, and you give them a little bit of confidence to go along with that emotion, allow them to play free and have fun. This is the product you get, and it's a really good one.
Char Lorenz pops it up as Mazaron comes back, and Chatfield collides as well with Mizell. Seems nobody is worse for the wear. Lorenz gets to see at least one more pitch.
Yeah, after that ball dropped earlier in this game, all 3 players giving it all, trying not to let that happen again. That ball's just out of reach. Great hustle. Glad everybody's okay too.
LSU is now at a couple balls that haven't been hit all that hard, but have just found the right spot. Granted, that was a foul ball, but with Hutchins, I mean, it was an RBI double.
Yeah. I guess it's hard for those, they go in the book as a double, but I mean, that ball should have been caught.
That's correct. Didn't hit the glove of Castine, even though she was right there. First full count that Mazaron has faced today. And there's ball for the dreaded leadoff walk.
That's what LSU did so well the first time they saw Emma Mazaron, was the patience. I mean, the close calls they weren't chasing. Great strike zone awareness. Really frustrated Mazaron in the circle.
1 on for Allie Hutchins. The curve on the inside corner has been working really well to righties so far.
I mean, that's a hard pitch to hit, too, coming from the left side and coming in at 71 miles per hour. If she's not getting the outside corner she wants, that's the pitch that she needs to go to more.
Opposite way once again. At the same time, though, you can't just throw that pitch. You have to, or else you're just going to step in the bucket and smash it over the left field wall. If you know
You're
it's
right.
coming.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, you've got to throw both sides, but prove to me you can catch up with this pitch coming from left side, tailing into the hands of a righty.
Whistled past Yeager. So the wild pitch sends Lorenz down into scoring position as the potential 5th run for LSU. Wouldn't go on 2-2. Third baseman Avery Hodge is on deck. Back-to-back full counts, and Josh Johnson going to have a word with Mazaron.
I'm not surprised either, because that last pitch was a off-speed changeup, and I heard the dugout yelling, "Sit again." I mean, they are all over it. They were all over Bree Carrico, really affected her game, and then just now, again, I'm not sure if it's early enough, but if I can hear it, Maz can hear it.
How does this not get in her head?
It certainly, it will. It will mess with the pitcher, even if they have the most elite changeup in the country. When a team is on it and they're right, consistently right, and not missing it, it will mess with a pitcher.
So what you're saying is even if they get Alyssa Fairclough's changeup, it might not matter.
Right. Well, you know, some teams have picked it, and then that's when at the point the coach is like, hey, we can tell that hitter your changeup is coming because it's so elite, and they're still going to have trouble with it. But, you know, not many pitchers have that kind of changeup.
What was it, St. Mary's did it?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly didn't pick it up yesterday.
No.
That no-hitter. Here's what they're playing for. LSU trying to get to supers with a win here. Virginia Tech, a win, forces game 7. Payoff pitch. Just missed.
Wow. When your pitcher's struggling to find the zone, that's a pitch that you're wanting so badly. A 3-2 count, tries to paint the outside corner. I mean, right where Yeager's set up.
Avery Hodge now. 2 on and nobody out for LSU. Shows bunt, hits her in the box.
I think that might have got a finger too.
Trying to turn this lineup back over to Jayla Lassiter. Hodge would fly out to center, and then she was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd inning. First batter that Mazzarone faced, that one went to video review on a challenge. And there's strike 2. So now you'd think you're taking the bunt off.
Yeah. Still going to play small ball here. Avery Hodge is going to try and get something down short in the dirt. If she beats it out, great, but just her goal is to move those runners up. And
that's what she does. Chatfield just tags Hodge, only play she had. And in essence, it's the same thing as a sacrifice bunt, even though it goes down as an 0 for 1 in that at bat.
Does hurt the average a bit.
It does. And as a former hitter, I'm sure you understand.
Get the bunt down earlier if you don't want it to hurt you.
That's right, exactly.
But good job by Hodge doing her job.
1 away runners in scoring position. Infield comes in for Jayla Lassiter.
And what a tough hitter that you're going to have to bring your infield in with a 2-run ball game. Powerful hitter, already left the yard today. You're going to have to pull your infield in to try and prevent a run.
I think one thing that's telling with LSU hitters against Mazzarone is that combined this weekend, they've only had 1 strikeout. Usually Mazzarone is racking them up, and that gets her out of tough spots. But LSU is not letting that happen.
Just the 1 strikeout, and I have to look back, but the number of walks. I mean, it's the epitome of being patiently aggressive. They are not chasing out of the zone, even on close pitches.
Well,
they're right. Go ahead.
She had 5
Yeah,
in 1+ inning last time out against LSU.
Yeah, that's not what you see. I mean, this LSU lineup has been zeroed in.
She has 3 so far today and a hit by pitch. And, I'm surprised I'm saying this, but Yeager doesn't look all that confident behind the plate either, receiving those pitches.
Yeah, I mean, Maz is a tough pitcher to catch. A lefty throwing 72 is hard enough. And missing in the wrong direction, it's hard on a catcher.
See that?
Yes.
They have to keep going back to that pitch.
I love that pitch. I love it.
That's the pitch that she has the best command of. She's spotting that in the inside corner to righty every time.
And it'll saw off hitters.
2-2 to Lassiter.
Especially when you're not getting anything extra on the outside.
First base is open. Sierra Daniel on deck.
And you want something to the left side of the infield right now.
That's best case scenario. Third full count of the inning. Right back up the middle. Rose gloves it. Saves a run, but one scores.
Monica Rose does save a run here, but gets this ball back up the middle, stretches out, able to keep it in the dirt, not able to record an out, but because Rose is played in with the runners at second and third, does not have the ability or the time to get that on her feet, so no outs recorded, another run across.
5-2 LSU. That leadoff walk, how many times does it come around to score? Sierra Daniel is 1 for 3, singled her first time up. Back-to-back walks to start things off and against LSU. Not a winning recipe.
At this point of the season, you can't give any team that's playing today an inch, especially a team that's as confident in the box as LSU is right now.
You know, and up to this point, this is a fair scoreline. This is exactly how the weekend has played out. LSU has been the best team here at this region.
Yep, they have on both sides of the ball, in the circle, on defense, and certainly offensively. It's a big conversation going on. I thought we were just going to have a pinch runner.
So, yeah, we have seen a lot of conversations here between the coaching staff, and that's not something that's policed. It's just, you know, as needed. But if a team needs it more than any other, then they're going to let it happen.
They did change the rule a couple years ago. You only get 7 timeouts per game, but I mean, if you make a substitution,
you never see a team really use like this what LSU is doing.
Right. No, they're certainly but you know, this isn't going to count against them since they put a pinch runner in. But no, that I mean, you mentioned it earlier. The coaching staff zeroed in.
So pinch runner now for LSU is Destiny Harris. She's on third. So far, 4 teams, all out of the Southeastern Conference. 12 teams were alive from the SEC trying to get to Supers. 4 of them have made it. Up the middle, Castine second, all they'll get, and LSU scores again.
And the ball has not left the infield on these past 2 hits, but 2 runs plated.
And 2 big runs at that. 4 in the third, 2 in the fifth. And now Pete DeMoore is going to talk to Chad Steers behind the plate.
We're going to have a challenge, maybe a runner leaving early.
LSU is challenged once. Virginia Tech has not yet today.
The ruling on the field is no interference by the runner going from first to second. Virginia Tech is challenging this play. We are under further review.
Okay, interesting. So they're saying the runner from first to second base interfered with the throw over to first base. And obviously there was no contact with the ball and a runner. There does not necessarily have to be contact for interference to be called. Let's see. maybe the hesitation from Castine to flip the ball to shortstop with the runner coming in, but there's just so much distance there.
She was not looking to make a tag there of Jayla Lassiter. She was always going to flip that ball. Do you see any interference there?
I don't.
Call on the field's no interference. So in order for it to be changed, there would have to be some conclusive video evidence that doesn't seem to appear.
I don't see the runner impeding the throw to second base, and certainly not to first base. But I think maybe the hesitation that Castine showed from the angle that they have from the dugout, maybe they thought it was closer than what we can see. But here comes Chad Steers.
We have a verdict.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. There is no interference. Virginia Tech has charged the challenge.
And now Josh Johnson's going to go out to the circle, and we will see a new arm coming in. Here for Virginia Tech, Emma Layton, the third pitcher here for the Hokies, trying to salvage this situation. Already 2 runs in here for LSU in this top half of the 5th inning. Remember, Virginia Tech is the home team here today. So they still have 9 outs to work with. LSU has had quite a tournament so far. They blitzed Virginia Tech yesterday in the 1-0 game. It ended up being an 8-0 run rule win, highlighted there by Charlotte Lorenz's RBI single to send them home happy here at Tiger Park. It took Virginia Tech until the 7th inning, down by 5 against the 4 seed, the upstart Akron Zips, but they scored 6 on 7 hits in order to overtake Akron. They will face Alabama. Either LSU or Virginia Tech will go to Tuscaloosa next weekend for the Super Regionals, but we are still trying to figure out which team it is going to be. A game, Brittany, that has not had a lot of rhythm to it. It's been very start and stop. We've seen a lot of challenges, a lot of coaches' meetings, a lot of pitching changes. How do you stay locked in as a player when you know that this is all so important and you have to stay that locked in all game?
Yeah, I mean, for Virginia Tech, your season is on the line. High expectations all year long for this team, and you got to go pitch by pitch. This game's not too far out of hand for Virginia Tech, and Avery Layton, as of late, starting in that championship game against Florida State, has been a big part of Virginia Tech in the postseason.
Layton with a strike. As she starts off Kylie Edwards. Layton has been very good so far in the regional. 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA, which means 3 earned runs in 9 1/3 innings, scattering 9 hits, 11 strikeouts, and 5 walks so far. She just needs 1 more out to get Virginia Tech up to the dish. Might get it here, though. This is another really tough play. Chatfield make it look easy. Little small ball by LSU results in 2 more runs and a 6-2 lead going to the bottom of the 5th. Virginia Tech's lack of control in the circle coming back to bite them once again. All 3 walks have come around to score today, and you see that 6-2 lead for LSU. 4 in the third and 2 just now in the fifth. Bree Carrico struggled. They had her changeup picked, 4 earned runs, 2 2/3. Addison Foster did start it off with a double, came around to score one of those 2 runs, but Virginia Tech has been held off the board by Peyton Monticelli through the last 3 innings. She has retired the last 7 that she has faced. 9-1-2 now coming up here for the Hokies. LSU's looking for its 11th Super Regional appearance. All they have to do is beat Virginia Tech once. Make it there for the 2nd time in the last 3 years. Jammed, shallow center, Lassiter makes the play. Peyton Monticelli might have struggled a little bit off the bat, but a lot of times when you get an arm like that, if you don't score early, which Virginia Tech did, but she did a good job limiting them to just 1 run in the first and 1 in the second. Sometimes these great pitchers just settle in, and that's the only chance you have.
And she's just been so precise, right? You watch Badgeron behind the plate, where she sets up is where the ball is going to go. And for Beth Trina as a pitch caller, I mean, you can call whatever pitch you want to, but if it's not executed, it really does not matter. And Monticelli has been executing today.
8 in a row set down now by Monticelli. That ball is tagged to deep right field. Franklin makes the play and bangs into the wall. Robs Addison Foster of a solo shot. And that's the way it's gone for LSU this weekend.
That play is deserved of all the hugs. Alex Franklin tracks this ball down, no fear of the wall, robs a home run, holds on to the ball. That's one of the best catches I have seen. Peyton Monticelli loves it. Oh my goodness.
We better be seeing that one on Sports Center. There's a little bit of an easier catch here for Jayla Lassiter. 10 in a row retired by Monticelli. A 7-pitch inning. But this is what you will remember here from the 5th. Alex Franklin, thank you very much. I got your home run. It's right here in my glove. LSU getting it done from many different sources throughout this 9-woman lineup. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. 2 runs, just 5 hits for Virginia Tech. Team that hits .350 on the year, 108 home runs. They almost had another one from Addison Foster if it wasn't for Alex Franklin. What an incredible catch. And now she comes up to the plate, leading LSU off in the 6th. Franklin, Edwards, and Bajeron. The winner to take on Alabama in Tuscaloosa in the Super Regionals. You just have to give Avery Layton so much credit. Freshman from Rossville, Indiana, coming in. You got Bree Carrico in front of you as the ACC Freshman of the Year. Emma Mazeron, as that ball was blasted to deep right field, and it will one hop off the wall. What can Alex Franklin do? She thought about third and then holds up. Well, she does lead the SEC in triples, so you wouldn't have been surprised if she had turned on the afterburners. But to lead off the inning, you'll take a double.
She was ready to go to third, but this pitch inside outs it with power down the right field line. No hesitation out of the box, thinking 3, but puts up the stop sign. Look how fired up she is. Makes an incredible grab, robs a home run, leads off the inning with a double.
Her second so far today, and in as many at-bats. Now Tori Edwards. LSU trying to put away Virginia Tech. Stop sign being held up for Franklin, and runners on the corners, nobody out. This gets the feeling that this could be the inning for LSU.
And what can't they do? Last inning, they scored 2 runs and a ball never left the infield. They come back in the bottom of the 5th inning, lead it off with a blast, with a double, and then a single through the left side. I mean, they're just spraying the ball all over the field. No matter what the pitchers are throwing at them, they're just putting it where they need to.
LSU 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position today, and everybody going to get together because this is your season if you're Virginia Tech. You lose one game to LSU today, whether or not it's this one. If you win, it's the winner take all. Potential game 7. Addison Fisher, the left-hander, is warming right now. Not used very often this year. That is not someone that you'd imagine Josh Johnson wants to go to here, but Avery Layton is in trouble. First and third, nobody out. And Macy Bajeron at the plate. She hit into a fielder's choice her last time up, but before that, she'd reached in 7 straight plate appearances. You know, the Hokies, if they could not host, this was their best case scenario. You go to the number 16 national seed. You're neck and neck in the committee's eyes. And LSU has proven that there is a difference between what they've been able to do this weekend and what Virginia Tech has. I don't know if it's necessarily a league thing between SEC and ACC. Of course, you could see it that way, I suppose, but at the end of the day, LSU is so well-rounded. Virginia Tech has not had much of an answer.
That was not the case at the beginning of the season. Like, LSU did not have a good start to the season. Very slow, lost quite a few games, went 0-5 to start SEC play, but they stuck with it. They committed to the program, to the philosophy, and this is what happens when you get 11 newcomers to come together and play together.
Shallow right field. The call made by Mazzell, and just a bluff from Franklin at third. And on the flip side, what a non-conference Virginia Tech had. I mean, they started 22-2. They won 6 games against SEC teams. They beat 3 of them. They beat Georgia, South Carolina, and Auburn twice.
And Georgia just punched their ticket to the Super Regional. Did they peak too soon? But I do know that LSU is peaking right at the right moment.
And I think it is important to mention that, Bree Carrico getting hurt in the ACC tournament. We don't know the extent of her injury. Her velocity has certainly been down this weekend. A fully healthy Bree Carrico, Virginia Tech is a little bit of a different team as well.
There's no doubt that was the storyline with Virginia Tech all year long. It wasn't just relying on Emma Mazzarone. It was Bree Carrico. You can see her there getting some work done. Looks a little uncomfortable, but this time of year too. Everybody is going to be a little sore, but I think Carrico is just a little bit more than soreness.
This is going to really help as Jaeger squeezes it and no advance. Back-to-back balls in the air helps out Leighton, and she's 1 out away from getting out of the 7th. Or check that, the 6th.
This could be huge. This could be a momentum builder. We saw it last night. Before that 7th inning, Avery Leighton had bases loaded, no outs against Akron, and goes on to strike out 3 batters in a row, and that gave enough momentum to this team to come right back out offensively, start off with a double and then a home run and then the onslaught, and it was just their comeback. So getting out of this could put some juice back in their dugout.
Still have to get past the Kentucky transfer, Allie Hutchins. It's 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Hokies. To third, off of Lynch. Rose doesn't have a play. LSU 7, Virginia Tech 2.
There's just been so many of these plays for Virginia Tech. Hard hit balls that you have an opportunity to make a play on, but then results in a run. And it's taking a page out of Virginia Tech's philosophy. Hit the ball hard and see what happens.
Couldn't quite tell if that hit the bag or if it hit her.
She came up limping. The trainer's out there talking to her.
Well, Rose is the one limping, right?
Oh, is that Rose?
Yeah, it looks like Rose. So, the question is, did it hit Lynch?
Gotcha.
Or did it hit the back? Because obviously that would have a lot to do with how that play is scored. I think it hit her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where it happened for Rose.
Okay.
Virginia Tech is challenging you at the runner that started at first left early. This play is under further review.
All right, second challenge. And I understand. Even if maybe you don't have a good opportunity to win it, we don't know. That's not where everybody's eyes are focused, of course.
But what a tough break, though. That ball hitting the bag, Lynch there to make the play.
Yeah, they've had some tough breaks today for sure.
Get a nice look at it here. She leaves early. Foot has to.
It's still on the bag at this point.
Wow.
They might have something.
If you're not familiar, the runner has to stay in contact with the bag until the ball is out of the hand of the pitcher. And in this situation for LSU, you don't even want it to be close, but this is close.
Is that conclusive, however?
Wow. I thought this might have been just one of those last-ditch efforts, but this is close. Here we go.
So the ball is right in front of her left leg there, but you can't see if it's necessarily out of her hand. You'd just be guessing at that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough. But this is...
So the ball's in her right hand. Is the foot there, still in contact with first base? Probably.
Yes.
I think her toe is still on it, but it's really tough to tell. Like, it's tough to tell if the bag has ended or there's just dirt on top of the bag right there.
I feel like when we have these long of conversations and have to look this hard, that means there's probably not enough to overturn what was called on the field.
It is definitely understandable, and good catch by Virginia Tech, why this is being challenged. They will be out of challenges if they don't win this one, but this is not cut and dry, and clearly the NCAA Command Center in Pittsburgh thinks the same, because this is a very long review. This might be the longest one that we've had here in Baton Rouge this weekend.
And if Virginia Tech, like you mentioned, is not successful, they are out of challenges. But since we have entered the 6th inning, umpires are able to initiate their own challenges moving forward. That doesn't necessarily mean they will on something Virginia Tech wants them to look at. And this is a big call with Virginia Tech now with 6 outs to play with their season on the line. Every run is important. This would be the 3rd out. They would wipe a run off the board.
This is a massive call.
It is taking them a while.
They clearly are seeing something.
And if anything, some momentum that LSU had is kind of stifled a bit.
So again, the call on the field is that the runner left first base on time, which means she was still in contact with the base when the ball left the hand of Avery Layton. All that this is doing is just, taking any energy away from what Virginia Tech is trying to do. Although it will definitely be put back into the team if they do indeed say that she left early.
Avery Layton just standing out there in the circle in the sun. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Now we know. Here comes Chad Steers.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Runner did not leave early. That is Virginia Tech's 2nd challenge. They are out of challenges for the remainder of the game.
So it is an error by the 3rd baseman, Jordan Lynch. Her 3rd of the weekend. So it's going to be 1st and 2nd, 1 run in here. No RBI for Allie Hutchins, but LSU's not going to care about that at all. No, they actually called it a single.
Yeah, because the ball hit the...
Now we're being told it's an error.
But did the ball hit the bag?
No, I think it hit her glove. I don't think it hit the bag.
Okay. All right. I'll save my argument then.
Error is what we're told is the official call. And Avery Hodge looks at ball 1. I thought that it hit her. Yeah.
Okay.
So it comes up and she just boots it.
Tough play.
That's a really tough play. And it would be tough to get Hutchins anyway on that one. There's no guarantee that you do get that runner, but they did call it an error because there's probably a good chance. But it's not routine in some ways. Two-0 to short. It's Lynch instead. This has been a really rough weekend for one of the best players in the ACC. Back-to-back errors by the Virginia Tech 3rd baseman.
Just a couple steps to her glove side. Knows she has to hurry with the speed of Hodge down the line. Just off the tip of the glove. And it feels like it's happened a handful of times for Virginia Tech, twice in this inning.
And now Jayla Lassiter. she clears the bases, the run rule is in effect. LSU will have a chance to do that. Virginia Tech will have the opportunity, though, to counter in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 2-0 and nowhere to put Lassiter. Second at bat for her with the bases loaded today already. Well, we know what she's capable of.
And that was just a no-doubter. Having fun with it, too. I mean, LSU coming into this game won 2 games via run rule. The vibes are high with the Tigers.
3-1. Looking to punch in their 8th run of the game. Layton battles back.
Layton has been in some high leverage situations, and she has performed well, just a freshman.
Strike 3 called. Wow. Got her at the knees. I couldn't believe Lassiter didn't offer it that one on the payoff. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. LSU up by 5. Take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. What a job by LSU and Alex Franklin. This was an easy one to decide today, wasn't it?
A superstar on the weekend, and no bigger play made all weekend than this home run robbery at the wall. I mean, she's brought the energy to this team. She's brought the defensive skills and has backed it up with her bat. On all-around phenomenal day for Alex Franklin.
The catch heard round the bayou. Nobody's going to forget that one here in Baton Rouge for a long time, especially if that is what starts the momentum to send LSU to its 11th Super Regional. Hokies still have 6 outs to work with, though, and they are very much in this game. Hot shot, Edwards gloves, throws. And the pick by the other Edwards. Tori Edwards from Kylie. Everything going the Tigers' way.
It's just pretty glove work at the beginning of this play by Kylie Edwards, then Tori Edwards with some pretty glove work and a nice stretch. It just, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it, and Tigers are all around.
11 straight Hokies retired by Peyton Monticelli in the circle. Off the end of the bat. And Hodge makes the call. That was really in no man's land.
And we're starting to see Virginia Tech press. They're getting overly aggressive in the box, and we saw that against LSU. The first matchup is just kind of out of their game. When the game started and Virginia Tech jumped up to the 2-0 lead, they were patient, good at bats. Now just trying to put the ball in play and make something happen.
And Brittany, we saw it for 6 innings against Akron, too.
Yes, yep. Just defensive swings.
Chatfield is 1 for 2. Probably about to be 1 for 3. There's Daniel. A 5-pitch inning after a 7-pitch inning for Peyton Monticelli. She is just rolling. They're calling Baton Rouge here in Tiger Park. They're going to be calling themselves regional champions if this holds up. 7-2 Tigers over the Hokies. All LSU has to do is win one game today, and it is looking more and more like it is going to be the first and only of the regional final. Thanks for joining us all weekend. Alex Perlman, Brittany McKinney with you. It has been a party for the fans in purple and gold because of the way that LSU has played. 16 combined runs in the first 2 games, none allowed, and now a 7-2 lead going into the top half of the 7th inning. Trying to add on to it. 2, 3, and 4 for Beth Torina coming up. It'll be Daniel, Edwards, and Franklin. Avery Layton worked out of a huge jam and really kept her team in the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs facing Jayla Lassiter in the top half of the 6th inning, and struck her out looking on a payoff pitch. That gave Virginia Tech just the faintest hope. But then Peyton Monticelli goes out and throws a 5-pitch 1-2-3 inning.
Aside for the first 2 innings where Virginia Tech put up a single run and jumped out early, they really haven't put much pressure on LSU since then.
Yeah, Virginia Tech started 5 of 10, and now they are 0 for their last 13.
That first pitch pitch earlier in this bat may have clipped Chad Steers behind the plate.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
Seemed to be okay initially.
Well, it's really hot down there too. Make sure he stays hydrated. It's a long weekend, not only for the players, but also for the umpires. Yeah,
right off the top
right
of the
off
head.
the top.
70 miles per hour.
And he's not wearing that hockey mask either. He's wearing the old school umpire's mask.
That didn't feel good. All right.
Chad Steers, as our crew chief, has done a great job all weekend.
I think he's checking to see if Layton wants to throw any.
Tough job back there.
Thankless job.
Very much so.
Glad he's okay.
And we are ready to play on a 1-2 count on Sierra Daniel. Looking forward to Virginia Tech's bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Abramovich, Castine, and Mazzell. That's 6, 7, 8. Anyone reaches, Annika Rose gets an opportunity. And then the lineup turns over. That has to be what they're hoping for. Sierra Daniel went a little too far. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. All the best live action on the 7 Innings live show. It's on the ESPN app, and you can watch every game, every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series, only on the ESPN networks. Figuring out 16 teams to make it to Supers today. We already know that Alabama won the Tuscaloosa Regional, which means they are going to host the Tuscaloosa Super Regional at the Rhodes House next weekend. But who is going to meet them? At the moment, it is LSU. And if things do hold, Brittany, this has to obviously, mission accomplished. You go through, you go 3-0 in regional. That's what every regional host wants to do. But in the fashion that they did, and they never really put themselves in trouble. And after last year, what happened in 2023, it's a narrative coming in, and they've silenced that narrative.
Yeah, they came in with a mission. And if this holds, mission accomplished, because they left no doubt.
Edwards tomahawks it on one, hopped her counterpart. Rose throws her out. 2 away here in the 7th.
And they've done it with 3 different pitchers, Alex, from Jaden Heavner to CeCe Salora, and now Peyton Monticelli getting the start in the circle.
They have not had to go to the bullpen once.
Nope. As of now, no.
It could potentially be 3 complete games.
Yeah, 2 complete games coming into this. Dominant performance, shutout games.
Franklin hops to Rose. And an easy 1-2-3 inning for Avery Layton. No drama there. Will we have any in the bottom half? Virginia Tech down to its final LSU's trying to join the SEC party right now. Alabama, Texas, Arkansas, Florida, and Georgia have all made their way to Supers. Will LSU be the 6th team? There were 8 regional hosts out of the Southeastern Conference, and so far 5 of them have made it. So we also know 4 of the 8 sites. We know it's going to be Tuscaloosa, Austin, Fayetteville, and Gainesville because those 4 teams are all in the top 8. The winner of this one between LSU and Virginia Tech will match up with the Crimson Tide in T-Town. LSU will sign up for that. But they still have 3 very important outs to get. And will it be deja vu all over again for Virginia Tech? They were down 5 going into the 7th with 3 outs remaining in their season yesterday. First pitch swinging, pop to Daniel.
Man.
1 away, Abramovich.
Just not helping yourself out much at all, making it easy on Peyton Monticelli.
Would you take a strike here?
Unless it was right now, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's Rachel Castine. Of course, the big difference is that you're facing Peyton Monticelli,
who just paints corners.
Yeah.
That's all she's been doing all game long. Hasn't left anything over the plate. Has gotten a ton of strikes.
Ball and a strike on Castine. She has only popped up in the infield so far today. A dormant Virginia Tech offense that's been held to just 2 runs against LSU. 2 runs in 12 full innings so far. It'll be disappointing for Virginia Tech if this is how it holds up. A team that was right in the mix to be a regional host. 2-2, high drive left field. Lorenz backs up and makes the play. Everything going LSU's way and nothing for the Hokies.
This one's squared up. We haven't seen a pitch squared up by Virginia Tech in a long time, but just not enough on it. And LSU's 1 out away, getting back to the Super Regional.
Here's Gabby Mazzell. Mazzell is 0 for 2 today. The final hope for the Hokies here in 2026. Now they're down to their final strike. One and two. And Mazzell, the freshman, is holding tough. Monica Rose is on deck. But they have a long, long way to go. Peyton Monticelli came here to try to win another national championship, just like she did at Oklahoma. got the start on Championship Sunday, trying to finish off the Hokies. Popped him up to third. Hodge makes the catch. Total domination for the Tigers. LSU's headed back to the Super Regionals, the second time in the last 3 years.
And you said it, Alex. It was complete domination from the first pitch thrown by LSU in this regional. 3 complete games by 3 different pitchers. Up and down the offensive lineup, you had production. This is an LSU team that is peaking, playing their best ball they have played all season. The SEC's guaranteed a team in OKC, but now is it going to be LSU or Alabama? But I know Alabama, the overall #1 seed, just saw how LSU is playing now, and they are not comfortable.
Peyton Monticelli retires, the final 16 Hokies in order. And we had 3 complete games from 3 different sources. Heavner, Solora, Monticelli. And the stage is set for the Super Regionals in Tuscaloosa, and it's an all-SEC battle. Alabama and LSU. Does it get much better than that? The final out, Avery Hodge squeezes it, and she can dance. The Tigers are still dancing. And on to the Super Regionals. That will do it for us. Thanks for joining us all weekend with Brittany McKinney for our fantastic crew. I'm Alex Perlman saying so long from Baton Rouge.